Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action. Today is the first game in a series of games I'm going to be casting from the Shadows YouTubers tournament. I hope I'm getting the name right there. Organized by Shadow Online Gaming himself. So I'll have a link down in the description below to his channel. So if you guys want to check out the rest of the games in the tournament, he's going to be casting all of them so you can find them all in one place. Essentially, it's going to be a tournament between myself and a whole bunch of other YouTubers duking it out for chance to move on to the playoffs. So we're doing kind of a Swiss style league where we each play each other once, and then whoever has the best record moves on. So first game is going to be myself against the Gobbo King, who is indeed back. Looks like he's posting videos again, so I'll have a link to his channel down in the description below as well. And yeah, it's going to be Chaos versus the Wood Elves. So right off the bat, we're getting into the combat here. We've got some Sisters of Thorn dropping that Curse upon Rare on these two Chaos Poison Warhounds. We've got some Chaos Chariots, Big Bird, a whole mess of Marauders up front with 3 units of Chosen. Sword and Board Chosen are actually a very solid pick against the Wood Elves. I like them quite a bit in this matchup. He's also got some Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, more Hounds, and Marauder Horsemen with javelins, 1 unit of Chaos Warriors with halberds. And I've got the Glady, 2 Forest Dragons, we've got 4 Eternal Guard with a War Dancer, Spellsinger Lore of Life, and 1 unit of Waywatchers. So let's go ahead and without further ado, we'll kick the battle into full gear and watch as things unfold. So right off the bat, we're going to be charging in with these Sisters of Thorn. There's not too much mobility support nearby. I felt relatively confident in just trying to alpha strike these Warhounds real quick. We're also going to come in with the Dragons and immediately drop down and charge these chariots here. The Chaos Chariots, I mean, obviously the Dragons do enough AP and charge bonus that they can destroy the unit models almost instantly. So you can see 1 unit model going down there, and then the Dragon's going to be destroying the other unit model very, very quickly. So this last one's going to flee away and is shattered already. We're going to drop a Prey of Anathrema here to keep Big Bird pinned in place while we get on him with the 2 dragons. The Sisters of Thorn, though, don't want to fight Big Bird. He does magic damage, so he circumvents their physical resistance. So they're going to just charge in here. They are charging in a Chosen, though, who have just massive weapon strength overall at 44. So they'll be able to do quite a bit of damage here, and they also have very high melee defense. They'll take very little in return. So I'm going to lose those Sisters of Thorn, which is a little bit unfortunate. Meanwhile, my forces here in the back line relatively safe, but Gobbo King being very sneaky here, going to be getting these Hounds up and around the side. Actually, it looks like I have 2 Waywatchers. Must have forgotten about that. Anyway, we're going to get the Dragons back up in the air because support is on the way. But we have done quite a bit of damage to Big Bird. You know, the Forest Dragons, they do only have 50 armor. They do have physical resistance, though, which is worth noting. So Big Bird will actually be pretty decent 1v1 against them as long as he's not getting monster mashed by both of them. And particularly if you were to drop a Plague of Rust there, let's actually looks like Big Bird's just got Plague of Rust and Searing Doom there. So very nice spell selection. You can see the Marauder's going to be throwing their missiles at the Glady here. But we're going to line up because all the Marauders are kind of bunched up here. We're going to line up for a nice juicy Dragon Breath right into these Marauders here. So it'll do quite a bit of damage. And yeah, I don't really have too much else that can deal with these Marauders, so doing any damage and taking out any unit models I can at a distance is going to be very helpful. But you can see my Spellsinger is about to be compromised here. I'm going to have to either run or lose her, so that's a little bit unfortunate. You can see the mainline engagement is about to get underway here. We're going to quickly just monster mash this Chaos Marauder since it's a little bit out of position. Try and terrify it away real quick. And meanwhile, the Waywatchers are actually being used to shoot at the Marauder Horsemen, which is not the best. I would have liked to have been shooting Chosen, but at the end of the day, it's alright. We've got the Prey of Anathrema as well on Big Bird, which is going to lower his missile resistance. I mean, Big Bird typically has very high base missile resistance, but with the Prey of Anathrema, he's down to only 38. So that's pretty solid, but unfortunately, Gobbo King doing a very good job getting his Hounds on these Waywatchers here. I'm able to protect with the Eternal Guards a little bit, and same thing, these Waywatchers are secure for the moment, but we'll have to watch out for those Hounds. They're going to be very, very pesky in trying to get on my Waywatchers perpetually, so you can see the Eternal Guard's going to be thrown in the front line here. Chaos Warriors, Halberds, obviously much more elite troops, but again, getting a nice blob here for Dragon Breath attacks, doing a ton of damage to those Marauder Horsemen, so getting some nice value from the 2 Forest Dragons there. Yeah, you can see I'm mismicroing my Waywatchers a little bit. They're actually getting caught by these Chaos Marauders, so we're going to have to pull these Eternal Guard in to protect, and then Gobbo, very good micro here, getting up and around and going to get on them with the Hounds, so those hounds already paying dividends. And yeah, over here I'm also getting my Way Watchers caught up with Chaos Marauders, which is definitely not ideal. But the main focus of this build is these two dragons anyway. They're doing quite a bit of monster mashing here. Even a unit like these Chaos Worths with halberds, and they're just facing this overwhelming monstrous presence, as well as being attacked by the Eternal Guard, who themselves have AP. They are going to get terrified away, and we're just perpetually using the Spellsinger. You can see we're dropping that regrowth there on that Glade Lord. Yeah, not the Glade Lord. For some reason, it's saying on my tooltip there, it's actually a Forest Dragon, but anyway, you can see, again, great micro with these hounds here, getting on top of these Way Watchers. They're going to be pretty much shut down, unfortunately for me. But that being said, we're a little bit ahead on the balance of power. Things are looking pretty good so far. If we can just clean up Big Bird, we can hopefully get to Terror Route. There are still a lot of Chosen on the field, though. You can see all three groups of Chosen right here, 59, 58, and 57 unit models. So very good stuff. A nice Searing Doom coming down, doing some pretty solid damage to War Dancers. And considering how cheap that spell is, then it also procs that the buff map wide from the lore attribute there, so very solid use of lore metal there. Actually like Big Bird quite a bit in this matchup. You know, lore metal's pretty solid against low armor infantry, interestingly enough, and he also does magic damage, has the missile and magic resistance himself, so all good stuff. But yeah, you can see using the Tattered Sisters of Thorn here to get a what is it called? Curse of Onrare, just to try and debuff all these guys and slow them down. Draw out some of their missiles as well. Shield of Thorns also going down on the Sisters to give them a bit more missile resistance, so they'll take relatively little damage from the missiles there. And yeah, Big Bird's looking pretty exposed at this point. Very nice Searing Doom coming down, pretty much finishing off those Way Watchers there. But Big Bird being very exposed here is going to get the Wrath of the Dragons. So you can see the one Forest Dragon coming down, actually knocking Big Bird down. And the Prey of Anathema also being dropped here to pin him in place. So once he stands back up, he's not going to be able to move at all. And here comes the other dragon. A little bit of an awkward engagement. You can see the one dragon actually is stuck in the other one's way, which is a bit unfortunate, but those Marauders should be terrified away relatively shortly. Plague of Rust going off on that Forest Dragon there, bringing it down to only 20 armor, so very, very squishy. Even these non-armor piercing Marauder Horsemen will be able to do some damage there. Yeah, you can see the Chaos Marauders being terrified away. Sarthrael is taking some damage. That being said, though, a lot of my infantry is gone. There's a lot of Chaos Marauders and Chosen still on the field. I really don't have too much in terms of infantry. It's mostly just these dragons and my healer left. So we'll see. So far, very close. Too early to call at this point. But Gobbo King starting to claw back a little bit on the balance of power where I was slightly ahead earlier. I was hoping we could terrify away these hounds a little bit quicker here, but this Forest Dragon, just from the missile fire here, is actually going to be routed off despite the regrowth. And in terms of the physical resistance with the regrowth, it is going to put this guy up to 42%. Obviously, Big Bird does magic damage, so he'll circumvent that. Actually going to be routing off the Forest Dragon. I'm starting to have to dive the Glady into combat, which is always risky. He's chosen. I mean, obviously, the Forest Dragon has the AP to do damage, but in a big blob like this, where they're getting attacked from all sides, the Chosen actually will do damage over time, especially considering they have 60 melee defense, and their 10 AP damage is pretty solid overall. So yeah, you can see the Marauder Horsemen still continuing to fire in their missiles here. This other Forest Dragon has come back from routing, going to be dropping a nice Dragon Breath on this Pocket of Chosen here. Actually wasn't the best at the end of the day, but yeah, all the missiles being used to try and finish off this Forest Dragon here with the Plague of Rust, and Big Bird once again being caught a little bit out of position. We're immediately just going to path everything onto him, try and take him out here. So Big Bird in a very, very dangerous situation. Gobbo King needs to get some support inbound to try and bail him out here, but at this point it might be a little bit too late. Even the Spell Singer's coming in for a little bit of this hot action, and we are going to be able to take Big Bird down here. So with him going down, hopefully we're going to be able to terrify away a lot of these troops just due to leadership. And you can see the Terror Route does start to take hold. All the Marauders and the Hounds and the low tier troops are getting Terror Routed away, but the Chosen are still holding their leadership together. You can see they've still relatively healthy with many unit models left on each of them. Bounce power definitely spiked in my favor there when we took down Big Bird, so let's see if we're able to capitalize here and finish these Chosen off. Looking pretty good for myself at this point. The only issue is that I have no support. It's literally just these monstrous units fighting in this big blob here. And of course, as you guys know, Attacks in the rear of a unit model are not subject to melee defense, so they are going to be taking some damage continuously. It's not going to be the most, just because Chosen, regular Sword and Board Chosen, don't have amazing AP. They have solid AP, but yeah, you can see the one Forest Dragon actually getting routed off there, and the balance of power starting to tilt more and more against me as my dragons take more and more damage. There's still pesky Marauders with missiles in here somehow, and despite Big Bird going down, the Lady's going to have to pull back up in the air and try and come around for another charge, but this dragon here is just not able to hold its leadership together, and even if I had magic, I mean, both of these dragons are at their healing cap pretty much anyway, so we're really not able to get any more value there. And yeah, just trying to chase off the last of these Marauder Horsemen, but it's a little bit too late at this point. You know, I think that Gobbo King's going to be able to finish this one off and beat me here. So very well played to him. It was a super fun, super close battle. It was really just the Chosen at the end of the day here that were able to carry for him. You know, if I'd been able to deal with his Marauder Horsemen a little bit better so they didn't do so much damage to the dragons, I think maybe I would have been able to finish off these Chosen in the end. It was a very close battle at the end of the day, though. So well played to Gobbo King. Thanks again to Shadow Online Gaming to organizing the tournament. Once again, I'll have links down in the description below to all the relevant channels here. We'll kind of soak up some of this cinematic action as these Chosen chase this Forest Dragon off the side here. Glady's swooping in, trying to get some attacks, but you know, she can only do so much. So, yeah, well played. Very well played. Super fun battle. Let's go ahead and take a look at the army breakdown here. So for myself, I mean, obviously the Forest Dragons, true MVPs, almost carrying the battle all the way there, 128 and 99 kills, and 3 XP chevrons on both. Glady only ended up getting 35 kills. I believe she was mostly focused with her bow on the Marauders. The Sisters of Thorn did great initially. However, it would have been nice to keep them alive a little bit until the late game there, or at least to have them take out some of these Marauders with you know, the throwing axes and the javelins and so on. Eternal Guard did decently. War Dancers, you know, letting the Waywatchers get compromised was definitely a big loss of value, and you can see one of these unit of Warhounds here got 2 XP chevrons. The Chosen, of course, 65, 110, true MVPs in this matchup. The missile block chance and just the fact that they're, you know, these very, very durable infantry, it makes them very, very hard to take down, and especially with the Horde style build like this, I like it quite a bit. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you like this kind of content, feel free to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so every time I upload a new video you'll be notified. And yeah, we'll see you next time.